Hi folks, it's Bob from Mountain Crest Farms. Oh, before I get started too much, I told y'all 2-3 days ago it's fixing to get chilly around here in North Georgia. It was already chilly, it's fixing to get chillier. Said it was going to be 50 degrees Friday morning here. And that you might see me in a jacket. I think I had on just a flannel shirt that day, which I should be in a short sleeve shirt. I should be in a t-shirt. But told you you might see me in a jacket Friday. Well, here we go. It didn't get down to 50. I think I told y'all yesterday that the forecast had raised it to 53, and it didn't get down to 53. It's only 54 this morning. 54. Your nice, wonderful fall day in the North Georgia mountains. I didn't know the North Georgia mountains had moved to Australia, where it really is fall. I thought we were still in North America, where it's supposed to be approaching summer. But it's a nice, crisp fall day in the middle of June in the North Georgia mountains. 54 degrees. And yes, I've got a jacket on. I can remember as late as in my late 40s, early mid-50s, until it got below 35, 38 degrees, I was out in a short sleeve shirt. Long pants, a short sleeve shirt, unless it was raining or the wind was blowing. Not anymore, folks. It's 54 degrees, and with the jacket on, I'm comfortable. These little hands, they're right chilly. So this might not be a real long video. But somebody asked me yesterday, somebody did something stupid. I don't remember what it was. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even there. They were just telling me about something. And they said, why do people do that? And they were confused. And they couldn't figure out why somebody had done something. You know, the answer is real simple. Why people do things. It's because they work. You don't keep doing something over and over and over again if it doesn't work. Good example. You ever gone into a nice restaurant? We go into a nice restaurant every now and then. We're poor folks, but we can go out to eat every now and then. You go into a nice restaurant. Last time this happened to me was a nice Italian restaurant here in Jasper that has since closed. Go in, sit down at a nice table. Got a tablecloth, cloth napkins, good servers. You sit down, you look at the menu, you talk to whoever you're with a little bit, and then from across the dining room comes a sound that I despise hearing in a restaurant, or in a nice restaurant. The sound of a kid hollering, screaming, and raising all kinds of hell. The kid wanted a toy. Kid was in a high chair, year and a half old, 2 years old. The kid wanted a toy, apparently his favorite and only toy, because there was about 5 or 6 toys on the tray on the high chair. But apparently those weren't good enough. He wanted his favorite toy that was still in the car. And Mom and Dad were trying to hush him up and all like that. Finally, after about 5 minutes of that, and there's maybe, it's not a real big restaurant, maybe 6 or 8 tables, maybe 10 tables in the dining room, and about half of them were full. And finally, after about 5 minutes of that, I'd had enough. And I got up, and it was before I was married to Cindy, and the woman I was dating said, where are you going? I said, I'm going over there to have a talk with them. No, don't do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And I walked across the restaurant to the table, and the woman looked up and said, can I help you? I didn't even pay any attention to her. I looked at Dad. I said, let me tell you something. I didn't come to this restaurant so I could listen to your kid scream. If I wanted to have a nice, noisy Italian meal, I could have stayed home and cooked the same meal I'm about to have, and I'm a good cook, and it would have been just as good as I'm going to have here. It would have cost me a lot less money than what I'm going to spend here. And if I really wanted it to be a noisy Italian meal, I'd just go to the TV and find roller derby or professional wrestling and crank the volume way up while I was eating. I could have a nice, noisy Italian meal. I don't have to come listen to your kid that you can't control so I can have a noisy Italian meal. I can do that at home. So why don't you take your child and take them outside until they calm down? The guy started to say something. Now, this has been a few years back. I'm 6'1", about 275 pounds, and I got some extra pounds, but I'm not fat. I'm a pretty good sized boy, okay? Dad started to say something, and he thought better of it. And I went back over and sat back down, and Mom and Dad and the kid and the other kid that was sitting in a chair got their stuff together and they left. And I got a standing ovation. Three other customers in there. I got a standing ovation. And why do parents do that? Well, actually, there's two things here. Why do parents do that? Why do they... I like kids, okay? I've told you, I'm not a tolerant person, but I do tolerate puppies and kittens and small children. So I'm not blaming the kid. But why do parents inflict ill-behaved children on other people? You know, it's bad enough when you're walking down the aisle at Walmart, and 3 aisles over you hear some kid screaming because Mama won't get him the cereal that is right in front of him on the shelf. That's his favorite cereal. But you go to a nice restaurant, you go to some place that should be calm, nice, and you get somebody else's kids inflicted on you. I'm not one of these people that think small children shouldn't be in nice restaurants. I think if your kids are well behaved, take them anywhere. But there's two problems here. You hear the chickens in the woods over here? There's two problems here. Number one, why do parents do it? Because they get away with it. How many people are going to get up and walk across the restaurant and basically tell them to shut their kid up? Nobody. Well, yeah, somebody. His name's Bob. And the kid himself, why was that kid doing that? Why was the kid showing his rear end? Because he wanted a toy. I'll tell you why. Because if I hadn't gotten up and gone over there and embarrassed them in front of all those people in the restaurant where they would leave, you know what would have happened? I'll tell you what would have happened. Mom and Dad, or Mom or Dad, one of them, probably Dad, would have gotten up and gone to the car and gotten the toy and brought it back, and the kid would have hushed. So why'd the kid do it? Because it works. I don't care if it's kids, adults, or anybody else. When people do things that they shouldn't be doing, that irritates people all around them, they do it because it works. When it quits working, they quit doing it. I'm on my third set of in-laws, okay? My first set of in-laws back in 1980 or so, I threw her in jail and threatened to whip his butt when he didn't like it that I threw his wife in jail. You don't come into my house and tell me what to do. And then when I tell you to leave my house, you do leave or you go to jail for trespassing. My first mother-in-law found that out. My second set of in-laws, father-in-law and I got along okay. Mother-in-law and I didn't get along good at all. But now I've got a really good set of in-laws. But everybody has their little quirks. And my mother-in-law, bless her heart, she does too. She's used to getting her own way. And when Cindy and I got married, I don't know what we were talking about, but I was saying, well, let's do something. No, Mom doesn't like that. Well, why not? It's perfectly normal. And I don't even remember what it was. Oh, she'll get upset and she won't speak to us. I said, so what? I said, you know why your mother does that? She said, why? I said, because it works. Your whole family, your sister, your nieces, your nephews, your oldest daughter, your son, Sarah, my stepdaughter, her youngest daughter, we all want to do this. Her husband wants to do this, but she doesn't want to, and y'all are afraid of her. You know why she acts this way? And this is a woman that's almost 80 years old. I said, you know why she acts this way? Why? Because it works. That's why people do things they shouldn't do. They do them because it works. Easy to change their behavior. Quit letting it work. Quit knuckling under if you're in the right about something, or you want to do something that's perfectly reasonable and that everybody else wants to do. You want to have a 4th of July barbecue. Oh, but your brother-in-law doesn't like the heat in July. We need to do something inside. Everybody else wants to have a barbecue, but because your brother-in-law isn't allergic to the heat, he just doesn't care for the heat. Well, I don't care for the heat either, but I have 4th of July barbecues. But because he doesn't care for the heat, you're going to change everybody's plans, do something that everybody else wants to have a barbecue, and he wants to go have a sit-down meal inside. And you're going to knuckle under to him? He does it because it works. So people, when you see somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing, or with somebody close to you like my mother-in-law is doing, quit letting it work. It's that simple. First time you'll pay a price. Second time you'll pay less of a price. Third time there won't be a price. Fourth time they might even enjoy it. They might enjoy coming to your side. But quit letting people that believe in controlling everything around them, quit letting it work, and they'll quit doing it. Oh, and if anybody else has ever gotten up and walked across a restaurant and told some parents to hush their unruly child up or take it out because they didn't pay to come to the restaurant to listen to that child, tell me about it down in the comments. That's about all for today. It's a little bit shorter video than normal. Remember, it's 54 degrees out here. I'm warm, but my hands are freezing, so I'm going to call it a video right about here, except for those two things. Number one, the tomb was empty. Number two, he is alive. Y'all have an absolutely awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Okay?